No, we have this problem in the Netherlands too. They're taking over universities, but I have the feeling that it's not just the students. There's hooligans coming in because they think there's a party, and that dilutes the discussion at all. So you cannot see it from both ways because there's too much violence going on.
Do you think you have a double standard in between, like what they did to the Freedom Convoy people back in 2022 and what is going on in those campuses? Because so far there is more reports of incidents in those campuses than what we saw at the Freedom Convoy.
I mean, I think everyone's biased. McGill University has a lot of ties with Israel, so I think they're biased because of those ties.
Lavoie here in Montreal, and it's been almost a month since the creation of the first anti-Israel encampment. On April 27th, activists took over the park at McGill to set up a semi-permanent mini village in order to pressure the university to sever ties with Israel. Not only has McGill filed 2 injunctions to dismantle the encampment, but one was rejected by the court, and the second one is still ongoing but has been rescheduled for July 25th, 2 months from now. It has been reported that McGill South police intervention on April 30th. But according to court files, the Montreal police informed McGill that the police criteria were not met and suggested engaging in dialogue with the activists. More than 2 weeks later, on May 12th, a second encampment emerged at University of Quebec in Montreal, UQAM, where my colleague Guillaume and I were recently attacked with paint spray by radical activists. However, following a clash between these radicals and the police near the anti-Israel encampment earlier this week, UQAM, which clarified that it has no investment in armaments and no mobility or framework agreement with Israel, has now filed an injunction against the encampment.
Hey, qu'est-ce que tu fais? Mais pourquoi? Hey, t'es malade ici!
Those camps are now a reality occurring in various locations across Canada and the USA. Harvard has taken action to discipline students involved in the pro-Palestine encampment, as they called it. 5 students have been reported suspended, and 20 others are now on probation for their involvement. Some graduating seniors and juniors have been required to withdraw from the college for 3 semesters and 2 semesters, respectively. Additionally, 12 seniors will be prevented from graduating at commencement, prompting consideration to relocate the celebration due to the encampment. This mirrors the challenges McGill is currently facing. Not only have they had to double their security details, but they may also need to relocate the graduation ceremony, which would likely cost over $700,000. Today, I'm here to speak with Montrealers and ask them if the students involved in these encampments should be punished or suspended, and if foreign students should have their visas revoked. Let's check it out. Do you think the two universities in Montreal should do the same, punish and sanction the student involved with those encampments?
No, I don't think so. I think it's a good thing for students to be able to manifest when they're against the spending of their university's tuition. And so we have the right for manifestation.
So my answer for you would be very simple. Those are private lands, so they should not be there.
Je suis contre la violence, bien entendu, parce que la violence ne résout rien en tout ce qui est justement recherche de solutions.
So I think everyone should go to the encampment and fight for justice in Palestine.
But at the same time, the rule of law has to exist, so they have to understand that they can't breach the rule of the law because their whole opinion or thought process is compromised by people no longer listening to people who are breaching the rules of the law.
Sanction it, but not like banish from everything.
Je sais pas, c'est à l'administration de l'université de voir ce qui est juste.
Non, c'est pas légal et c'est pas juste. C'est pas légal et c'est pas juste. Il faut trouver une solution. On est tous des êtres humains normalement, n'est-ce pas?
Donc, est-ce qu'on devrait les sanctionner?
Non.
No?
Ouais.
No, we have this problem in the Netherlands too. They're taking over universities, but I have the feeling that it's not just the students. There's hooligans coming in because they think there's a party, and that dilutes the discussion at all. So you cannot see it from both ways because there's too much violence going on.
Some people use the vice of like a protest to get ahead as a bad thing. So if you're using that for your own selfish gain, yeah, I believe they should ban it. Like you should lose your semester and like retry. But if you're actually just doing everything like a good student and a good human citizen, then it has to be viewed by case, I would say.
Are they
pro-Palestine or anti-Palestine?
They are pro. What's matter? What it matter that pro or anti?
Just goes with what I think.
It go with you. So if they are pro Israel, should be sanctioned, and if they are pro Palestine, should be not sanctioned.
Yep, that's my opinion. Okay, I don't know. I gotta go.
Thank you.
Regarde, à savoir qui a fait tous ces méfaits-là, c'est une question, peut-être, la réponse est difficile, hein, à savoir qui a vraiment fait les méfaits.
L'occupation du campus de cette manière-là est déjà illégale à la base.
C'est un terrain privé.
C'est un terrain privé, donc techniquement parlant, l'occupation de dit terrain / en plus de faire un campement, plus des renforcements, c'est illégal, donc il devrait y avoir des sanctions. D'ailleurs, je me demande pourquoi est-ce que ça dure encore, puis pourquoi la police est juste pas intervenue pour les enlever de là, parce que en plus, ils brisent la loi. Ils volent des matériaux, ils font de l'intimidation, c'est complètement contre, je pense, l'idée générale de la population au Québec et du Canada en général. Donc, pourquoi est-ce que ces événements-là durent encore? Je comprends pas. Donc, moi, je serais pour des sanctions, oui.
Where is the limit for those students? Yeah.
For the students? I guess it would depend. I'd say probably if the universities were more willing to have discussions with the students, probably we wouldn't have to go as far as people manifesting, throwing out stuff, and just taking up the public space. If they were open to have a conversation, I think everything would go on much more smoothly.
Well, I think it's whenever violence comes in. If violence comes in, for example, hitting someone, insulting someone, that's the limit. You can.
First of all, the students that are protesting shouldn't be doing that because it means that they punish everyone, even the school. So it must not go that far.
What the limit is, I guess the limit is violence. That's basically it. I mean, in the 60s, they were also occupied universities to try to make the universities change, but it was all without any violence, and that's a different discussion. And this, of course, is not about the university itself. It's about another issue.
If you are causing mayhem or stealing, which is sad because it's only a small portion that affect the bigger group, right? But if you're going as a community, you should single those people out because they're the ones that are making the rest look bad, and it's not fair.
La limite, c'est une question qui est trop épineuse, je trouve. Mais évidemment qu'on ne peut pas accepter que tout soit dégradé et qu'il n'y ait pas de répercussions. Je comprends, quoi.
La problématique, ça vient pas des étudiants ici, là. Ça vient du problème qu'il y a en Israël. Des méfaits sont pas toujours faits. Prenons la Coupe Stanley en 93. C'était pas les fans du Canadien de Montréal qui ont créé des problèmes. Commencer par les trouver, qui ils représentent, par qui, dans le fond, ils représentent quel groupe. Dans le fond, c'est eux qui sont coupables.
Do you think the Freedom Convoy was peaceful to compare to what is going on in the campus?
I think like every big manifestation that there's some people that tend to draw the attention of the mainstream media and represent a group of people. I think this is always the case whenever somebody advocates for the rights, whichever the rights are in those situations. It's not the same circumstance, but yeah, that's pretty much what I think.
I think it was peaceful. I saw on social media what they were doing. I am a fellow McGill student. Well, I graduated from McGill, and I saw what they were doing, and it was peaceful. They weren't hitting anyone. They weren't insulting anyone. Actually, the ones who were insulting were the Israeli people who were, you know, like on the other side of the street. I saw them doing fuck yous and everything. So I think that's what they should punish.
Do you think you have a double standard in between like what they did to the Freedom Convoy people back in 2022 and what is going on in those campuses? Because so far there is more reports of incidents in those campuses than what we saw at the Freedom Convoy.
I mean, I think everyone's biased. McGill University has a lot of ties with Israel, so I think they're biased because of those ties.
Has so many angles that if I touch one, I get angry by other people and vice versa. So I'm a Dutch guy. We always try to get consensus on stuff.
I mean, there always is a double standard, right? It depends who's looking at it in which perspective, right? Because you might say something peaceful, and I will purposely find a way to make it look not peaceful and feel threatened and aggressed by it. So there's always going to be a double standard, and it's never black and white, unfortunately.
Et, moi, je pense que ce que tu parles là, à Ottawa, là, il s'était passé des choses auparavant très difficiles, qui étaient très difficiles pour la ville d'Ottawa.
Dans le fond, il y avait raison de démanteler le convoi de façon aussi violente.
Ben, aussi violente.
Ils ont invoqué la loi martiale quasiment.
Oui, mais comment dire, l'épée contre l'épée, hein? Dire la violence contre la violence.
C'est un peu injuste, parce que là, on parle d'une politique extérieure qui vient affecter nos campus ici, alors que nous, quand on a notre politique à nous qui est affectée puis qu'on manifeste, il y a des conséquences, mais pas la politique extérieure. Ça devrait pas être l'inverse, en fait. Je dis pas qu'ils n'ont pas le droit de manifester ou quoi, mais là, on parle d'une politique extérieure, d'une guerre qui ne concerne pas, puis qui viennent foutre le bordel, si on veut, dans notre pays, sur nos campus, alors que c'est parfaitement illégal puis il n'y a rien qui se passe. Mais quand tu as une manifestation pour nos droits à nous, ici, il y a des conséquences. Est-ce que le gouvernement est pour nous?
There is some students that are here on a student visa, and some of them can be involved with unlawful activity as like stealing fences and other stuff. Do you think that if they got caught doing what they are doing and being involved in an unlawful situation, they should have their student visa revoked?
No, I don't think so. I don't agree, actually. I think it's kind of you come from outside of Canada, right, to pay for your school, your tuition, and then you realize your university is involved in funding of genocide, which is not something that you want to represent as a student. You have the right to oppose the interests of the institution, right?
Well, I think it's something that you do for humanity. It's something that you do for people in Palestine. So I don't think they should be punished for that and get their visas taken away.
No, but I think they're walking down a dangerous line which potentially could have ramifications for their long-term ability to stay in Canada.
Yeah, I think, because that's not how you react in a country that even your first one.
Faire l'apologie d'un groupe terroriste au Canada, pensez-vous que c'est acceptable?
Non, c'est pas acceptable. C'est pas acceptable, comment dire, c'est pas acceptable d'appuyer, dans le fond, un tel acte qui a été fait, surtout le massacre qui a été fait. C'est inacceptable.
Encore une fois, conséquence, sanction, je ne dis peut-être pas enlever le visa, mais il devra avoir une mesure quelconque parce que là, on parle d'une guerre qui se passe pas dans notre pays. Là, ça s'en vient à être une guerre ici, peut-être pas de la même étendue qui se passe là-bas, mais oui, il devrait avoir des conséquences. Donc, probablement, oui, se faire enlever le visa. Mais encore là c'est pas de... Ça, c'est juste mon opinion personnelle. Le rendu là, ça, c'est d'autres personnes qui vont décider de ça. Mais oui, il devrait avoir des conséquences.
Don't forget to go over deporthamas.com. This website is our website where you can sign our petition if you do agree that the people who are here in Canada, who are not Canadian, who are here on foreign visa, that are glorifying and advocating for terrorist organizations like Hamas, should be deported. But now, if you agree, you need to sign the petition at deporthamas.com.